Hey everybody, Matt here. I'm going to have to try and keep this kind of short because I'm getting ready to go into work, but yesterday there were some people who sent me links on Twitter to a video on YouTube that I probably shouldn't have watched and probably shouldn't respond to, but I did and I will. I loved it. It was me, like in the car me, the not sufficiently skeptical feminist me, calling into the Atheist Experience to have my ass handed to me by the properly skeptical, rational warrior Matt that they all loved. And thanks. I mean, I appreciate the fact that the guy who put the video together really tried to find me a worthy debate opponent. It's nice to recognize that you're not going to be that worthy debate opponent, but you missed the point where the two people in the debate should probably disagree, because when they don't, or when it's unclear, or when you take pieces of different conversations and put them together, that's sock puppetry and straw manning. You see, because the Matt on the TV show isn't really arguing with the Matt in the car. The argument's at a meta level, and it's all based on your misunderstanding and your dishonesty. Oh, misunderstanding and dishonesty. I say that because at the very beginning of your video, you claim that I say that evidence is irrelevant to harassment claims. No, I didn't. Never said anything like that. And I've repeatedly said exactly the opposite. I'll say it again now. I wonder if you'll use this clip. Evidence is important for establishing the truth of all claims. But I wasn't talking about establishing the truth of the claim. I was talking about the fact that some people are trying to claim that, hey, we don't even know that this happened. Maybe this elevator incident was entirely made up. Maybe it was. My point was that even if this incident is false, that doesn't mean that there isn't a systemic problem that it's indicative of. The argument that they're making is akin to saying, hey, this person lied about having cancer. Therefore, we probably don't have a problem with cancer at all. That's absurd. And as I pointed out in the video in another place that he didn't actually include, as somebody who runs an atheist organization, I've had to deal with these sorts of claims before. Have witnessed firsthand the problem, have had to ask people to either modify their behavior or not come back to our events in the future because they are harassing people and making them uncomfortable. They are not acting like a decent, civilized human being. And that, well, in one instance, the person just never came back. But I've also had to watch women show up at events and then leave, either never to be seen again without telling us why, or to state flatly that they would not return because of certain things that were going on that were indicative of this problem. You see, there's a bunch of us who are just saying, hey, we haven't licked sexism yet. It's not done. It's not over. We haven't figured out how to end awkward interactions between people. And so we should keep working on that, and we should have reasonable, sane, properly enforced harassment policies, because harassment policies are good. They protect everybody, except for people who are harassing, and actually they do protect them a little bit too, because it lets them know that we're going to be taking these issues seriously, and they can curb their behavior a little bit. But getting back to the elevator incident thing, you also don't seem to understand the nature of evidence and what's required for a claim to be rational and rationally believable. See, the claim, I have a pet dog Spot, I can believe that just based on the person's word alone, because I'm not asserting that it's absolutely true. I'm just determining that it is rationally justifiable, that it is the sort of claim that is believable, and therefore I will accept it tentatively. I won't assert that it's absolutely positively true. The claim that you have the invisible pet dragon is very different. You see, if Rebecca had walked into the elevator, come out, and it said that she had been followed into the elevator by a man who turned into a reptilian alien who then stole her credit cards took down her bank account information and licked her toes with his forked little reptile tongue, that'd be an extraordinary claim that would require some more evidence. But when she says that she was followed onto an elevator and awkwardly propositioned by somebody, that's not extraordinary. We don't need anything more than her word to say, yeah, this is a believable scenario. Especially since she didn't just, come out screaming and make this, oh, here's what happened, whatever. This was a passing comment about one of the things that happened that maybe some people should address. And she, you conspiracy theorist people are kind of nuts, you know that? Implying that this is what you'd have to believe. This is the scenario that you'd have to believe, and that is that absent an actual problem with skepticism, with sexism, Rebecca decided, hey, I want to stir up some shit, and so I'm going to claim that I was harassed. But if I just make the claim that, well, actually, she didn't make the claim that she was harassed. What she said was that this was kind of awkward and kind of creepy. Didn't even actually label it harassment. Whoops. But you conspiracy theorists, folks, have it in your head that she decided she was going to stir up some shit. So she invented a story out of whole cloth that sounds entirely plausible and is representative of other stories that we've heard from other people. And then inserted it as a passing comment in a longer video about a convention, knowing that all of the, people who don't exist because there's not a problem would pick up on this and run with it and make it into a really big deal. She's a fucking genius. I mean, that's just awesome. Oh, and by the way, it's the same conspiracy thinking that had this individual in the video claiming that I wanted to know where this old Matt had gone. What had happened to this old Matt? There's a new Matt. And then I went and discovered he's got a wife and she's a feminist with a feminist podcast. Oh my gosh, you're right. I don't have my own views and opinions anymore. I've completely changed, as a matter of fact. I'm a different person. Are you kidding me? One of the reasons I have my wife is because I am a feminist and have been one for years and years and years. Not always, because I used to be a fundamentalist Christian, you see. By the way, your conspiracy theory is that I'm being manipulated by my wife, or that I am acting in a certain way in order to, get laid by my wife, is really funny if you actually knew my wife, who didn't want me to make that video, didn't want me to record it, didn't want me to post it, didn't want me to get involved in these particular discussions, because she doesn't see them as productive, because we're dealing with people like you, people who are either too stupid to realize what's actually going on, or too dishonest to talk about it. So instead, you make claims like Matt says harassment, or evidence doesn't matter at harassment issues, which is just bizarre, because I've said exactly the opposite. It'd be nicer if instead of putting together a video of me talking to another me, we actually had a discussion. See, that's what some of us have been advocating. Let's have a discussion, recognize that we still have some problems to sort out, and sort them out. Let's do something to make this whole thing better. And instead what we get are, there's not a problem, there's not a problem, there's not a problem, there's not a problem, there's not a problem. You feminists are lying, you're lying, you're lying. Oh, you're not skeptical anymore. You just said this. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. And you're either an idiot or a liar by claiming that I did.